So now I'm just going to paint everything here in my sketchbook. Depending on the size that you want to paint, you can also do a double page spread, but I prefer to do just one page of a landscape painting. And here I'm just going to start with the first flower and paint them one by one according to the order of flowers that I've shown you how to paint previously. However, if you want to fill a larger page, like for instance, if you would like to use this to decorate a large letter or something like that, but you don't want to increase the size of each flower, you can also repeat the flowers or alternate them as you please, and also include different colors on top of the ones that I've given to create even more colorful flower field. Here I'm painting the full bushy flowers as how I've drawn them, but you could even make it bushier to cover more space if you would like to. These designs would also look really nice as individual larger paintings in a page if you're looking to fill something like a small sketchbook. There are just so many different options of how you can use these flowers, and I hope you guys would have heaps of fun customizing it for your own needs. For my flowers here, since I didn't have too much space, I did make the stems a little bit more straight compared to how I sketched it out. So it doesn't take too much space horizontally for my page. But notice that even when I'm painting straight down, I still try to break the lines and change the direction ever so slightly so the main stem still doesn't look unnaturally stiff. I'm also leaving out a small bit of space in between the flowers, so there's a break in between the different colors where I'll be painting the leaves in between to create a fuller look. This is up to you though. You can just create connecting bush of flowers if you would like to, but as for me, when I picture wildflowers, there's always a lot of greenery around, which is why I'm going to paint more leaves. So now I think the rest is fairly straightforward. I'm just going to finish painting the 5 flower types. Then I'm going to get back to you again and I'll show you what to do with the leaves. Now that I've filled the space with the flowers, I'm going to start painting the leaves. I'm going to start at the very left and I'm going to alternate between the two leaf types and paint in between those flowers. I'm going to paint the leaves a little bit shorter than the flowers, so the flowers are still the main focus. And if at this point you also have any other ideas of different leaves, you can also incorporate it into your own paintings as well. For the green colors for the leaves, again, I'm just going to take whatever I have mixed on my palette. However, whenever all of the colors are starting to combine together and you only have one shade of green, you can take some of the original colors to adjust to the greens on the palette to make it a bit darker, lighter, or warmer, or even muted. There might be some tighter spaces in your painting like how mine is, and for this it's okay to not paint too many leaves. Sometimes some negative space is also nice to look at. It gives a little bit of break for your eyes. I kind of noticed how I've crowded some of the space, so I'm just giving you a heads up to not get too caught up in each individual element and forget about the spacing. This is one of my weaknesses. I tend to overwork my paintings, but it's always better to be aware of it than not to even notice, even if it's a bit late. After I finish painting all of the leaves, I like to hide little budding flowers around those green areas by just adding touches of colors here and there for a little bit of extra color. And I'm just going to paint dots or markings and not worry too much about the shape of the flower. These are just wildflowers, so they tend to be a bit smaller, and you can also alternate the colors according to your liking. The painting is pretty much done here, but as a final touch-up, I like to add little dots of the same color of the flowers and place them on top of the flower like it's sprinkling and shining on top of each of the wildflowers. This is optional. I mentioned that I have a problem with overworking my work,